Welcome, Michael, to this webinar.
Good afternoon, Andrea. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Michael. Welcome. So, I want to know, as the Performance Food Group is a strategic player in the US, explain us something about your company.
Sure, thank you. So, Performance Food Group is the second largest food service distributor in the United States. We service national chains in the United States. We serve independent pizzerias or diners or cafes, schools, colleges, universities, hotels. We are comprised of 3 or 4 different companies. We have a cheese company that we own where we process 2.5 million pounds of cheese a week. We own a coffee company. We distribute to the national accounts. We have a division of our company that is over 65 years old. It's the largest Italian food service distributor in the country, known as Roma, and founded by Louis Pancone Sr. In the Italian segment in particular, today we have a 37% share of sales to all the pizzeria and Italian restaurants in the United States. So we're fortunate. We are growing. Even through COVID, we see ourselves growing faster than our competition.
Okay. Michael, in a market where frozen food is key, what is the importance of frozen within food service?
So frozen in food service will include the largest category in the United States is French fries in the frozen segment. But frozen for us, for the food service industry, is always 10 to 12% of everything that we sell. And when we talk about frozen, we're talking about breads and pastries and gelatos and ice creams and pizza crust, doughs, prepared pizzas, sauces, vegetables, desserts, sides, sauces, etc. So it's a big category. We do not put into frozen things like frozen seafood or frozen beef or frozen pork, just strictly primarily non-land-based or sea-based protein items. But it's very important to the restaurateurs. It's always been a very important factor to the restaurateurs in the United States.
A question: when we talk about frozen food, fish, but not many times we associate made in Italy food with frozen food. Do you make this association? Do you know that we have an important offering inside frozen food?
I do. Obviously, I'm well acquainted with the offerings of pizza and crust and some doughs and desserts, and well aware of pastries that are offered. Have recently become more aware of the gelato opportunities for the United States. Have become more aware of some of the frozen fish opportunities, some lake fish, etc., for the United States as well. And it's very intriguing. We've traditionally have always kind of looked at, again, the pastas and the breads and those sorts of ingredients. But I definitely see some opportunity in some of the frozen fish and some of the other things that could present themselves to the United States.
Does your company regard Italy as a strategic partner for the frozen food market, and in terms of ingredients or finished products?
Well, to be honest, we value Italy more strategically in dry packaged than we do in frozen today. Olive oils, dry pastas, etc. And just because of the tomatoes and those items are such a large ingredient, we import hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of containers every year just into our own company. We do a small amount of importing of Italian frozen items. And I think the only obstacle, I mean, quality and taste is not an obstacle. The obstacle sometimes comes with the cost of production and shipping to the U.S. and then comparing it to products that are here in the U.S. For example, frozen pasta. Your pasta is fabulous, but sometimes it's logistically easier just to buy from a very good pasta producer, who has family ties, immigrated from Italy. Sometimes that's just an easier route, maybe more so for logistics, even more so than price. Our challenge here in the United States with some of the frozen items and some of the experiences that we've had is that we always need product. Once we start selling product, we need to have that product 99.5%, what we call fill rate. We order 100 cases, we want at least 99.5 of those cases on our order. And that could be the challenge with really any imported item, is whoever is managing that supply chain and that inventory. If we run out and we're several weeks away from a container, it's very difficult. So we always make sure that we partner with some companies that we know have a very, very good supply chain, constant chain, and that it becomes accessible here in the United States.
Okay, wonderful. Very, very clear, very interesting, very interesting. So, Micheal, thank you very much for your testimony. Really, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.